Hey everyone, it's Hayes, and in today's video I decided, you know what, I really want to upset everyone just before Christmas because we are going to be looking at my Adrienette Season 6 predictions, including whether or not they'll break up.
No, I'm not okay.
Like, this is the whole video plan about all the different ways they could break up, because in my opinion they will. Look, I may not be in high school anymore, and as of uploading this video I have 1 week left until my PhD submission deadline. Someone throw me a party. But I have been to high school. I've also seen far too many TV shows set in them. Breaking up is just a thing teenagers do, and with the added dynamic of being Ladybug and Cat Noir and saving Paris from whatever Lila is planning, will make things even harder for them than for the average teenager. And with the way Recreation ended, with Adrien not knowing about his dad but Marinette does, I do think their breakup is inevitable. Although I have no doubt they will get back together. When I say breakup, I don't think this will be forever, and I also don't think they date anyone in between. But you know, like I said, given the nature of the secrets Marinette is keeping from him, it did seem they were setting it up, so Season 6 is, ready for some kind of natural conflict, for some drama. And these aren't small secrets either. There has to be some terrible consequences, sadly. Like, I know Adrien is all sunshine, but I just can't see him being okay with this being kept from him. And if he is okay with it, then the small amount of faith I have left in Thomas Astruc's writing ability will be thrown out of the window. And let me tell you now, besties, there isn't much left, but either way, I think Adrien has to find out about this. It seems they were setting it up like that to cause some drama. Like, Adrien, in my opinion, has a right to know about this. Anyway, let's get into this, and I have multiple ideas about how they could break up.
Let's go!
So, numero uno, at first they will be okay. Like, I think we'll start Season 6 with a happy Adrienette. However, like how Lady Noir was starting to get toxic, Adrienette will go that way too. In a way, Marinette is gaslighting and manipulating Adrien by lying to him, and in some ways she's becoming like Gabriel Babes. He believed keeping Adrien in the dark was for the best, like it would protect him. After 5 seasons, we all know that's not what's best for him. Plus as well, now the world is perfect, which is rather unnerving, but we'll talk about that in another video. In my opinion, there has to be more give than whatever's going on with Lila, and I think that give will be in Adrien and Marinette's relationship, because she is lying to him about a lot and about some very huge things. So she's lying to Adrien about who his dad was, and she's obviously keeping the secret that she's Ladybug too, and with them having to go off to fight Akumas and just other hero responsibilities, they will have to keep lying to each other, and I think it will start to fracture their relationship. I don't think they'll break up immediately. I think Luca will step in and help since he knows who they both are. I can see Alia and Kagami helping too, and maybe also Felix if he starts to care, because he's going to find out who Cat Noir is, because Adrien now has his Amok, and obviously Felix, the Peacock Miraculous holder, he can sense Amoks. But all of that will do absolutely no good because of Lila.
Ooh, I'm glad to be back!
But she won't be Lila, she'll be Cerise or Edna Mode from The Incredibles or somebody else. I'm still holding out for Stacy personally. Like, I love for Lila's real name to be the most basic name in existence, like Katie. No offense if you're called Katie. Either way, no one's going to know that it's Lila, so we'll be back to the episode Volpino where everyone likes her again, and I think this pool of people liking her will include Marinette too. After all, none of them know that Lila is a psychopath with a wig collection. So I think she'll befriend everyone again. Like, I don't know how Lila could be bothered to do all this. I couldn't. Not again. Like, I already know these people. I'm not doing it again. I'll just leave, I don't get, why? But anyway, she'll regain their trust, start manipulating Adrien and Marinette against each other, and this idea is brought to you by the J-drama I've been watching this week. It's called From Me to You, and it's an absolute banger. I then think Lila will start manipulating them both, a bit like what she does with Chloe in both Miraculous and Collusion, and help lead to their breakup. Or, number 2, I said number twice and I don't know 2 in Spanish. No, I do. It's dos, why am I lying? Is that Lila pits them against each other because she knows Marinette is Ladybug. Now, whether or not she does for certain, I still can't make up my mind. I made a whole video discussing how she might know, but I still wasn't 100% confident if she did. but I do also think it's a real possibility. I'll link it above for you so you can see all the evidence. I won't bore you by going over it all again, but assuming she does, I've always been like, well, if I was Lila and I had the butterfly Miraculous, then I'd be right to the bakery to steal some jewellery. However, Lila is a psychopath, and I don't think I am, ? But Lila likes to play with her food, so to speak. In my opinion, Lila has known since the start of at least Miraculous that Gabriel Bayes was Hawk Daddy, which she revealed in Emotion, which I am still very much delighted about.
Beat the gates up, beat them up. She knows! I knew she knew! I have been I feel vindicated. How long have I been saying she knows? I have been saying she knows for ages. She knows!
I will never get over being right about that when everyone told me I was wrong. So Lila didn't really do anything with this information she had until the right time came at the end of season 5. If Lila does indeed know that Marinette is Ladybug, then she'll know that Marinette knows who Monarch Daddy was and that she's kept it from her boyfriend. I think Lila will bring up very casually that Marinette knows, as if Adrien already knew that Marinette knows. And of course, Adrien doesn't, and he'll want to know, because he's been told his amazing dad died to help Ladybug. He helped defeat Monarch Daddy. He would want to know who this person was that is responsible for his dad's death. And at this point, Marinette will either be forced to lie to him even more, and put on the spot like this. Like Marinette, she's not good at lying. She won't be able to hide that she's lying, and I think Adrien would break up with her. One of the main reasons Marinette and Adrien hated Lila so much was because she was a liar, and now Marinette will be doing the exact same thing. Or idea numero 3, I definitely don't know number 3 in Spanish, Marinette will be like, alright then mate, you asked for it, and tell him it was his dad, and in order to explain how she knows, she will have to reveal her identity. Now, if this had happened pre-Kuroneko, I would think Adrien would have been quite happy, maybe even relieved to find out Marinette is Ladybug, as we see in Ephemeral. But after lying to Adrien about his dad, and this isn't a small thing, this is a huge, huge lie, I think he would break up with her still. It's a lose-lose situation because of this doubt that Lila would have planted in Adrien's mind. Or idea number 4, we've dropped the Spanish completely now, I don't know why I started it, I don't know any Spanish, is that Ladybug tells Cat Noir who Monarch Daddy was. Now, Marinette obviously doesn't know Cat Noir's identity, and in confirmation she was about to text Cat Noir about the situation. So even if she is lying to Adrien, I do think Ladybug would be more open with Cat Noir, especially with how season 5 really helped to rebuild that partnership they had. However, even though Ladybug has been truthful with him, I think this revelation will quite rightly make him spiral, and Lila will egg him on, and I think Adrien's going to go through a bit of a phase basically, where he's just super angry with everyone because his dad was terrorising the city for an entire year to get what he wanted. And whilst I definitely feel Adrien is very justified to feel like that, I think Marinette wouldn't like that side to him, and she would break up with him. This anger he's feeling, I think, could lead Cat Noir to destroy his dad's statue, but then also renounce Plague, who was also lying to him, and then also maybe get akumatized by Lila too. It's a big yikes. And this situation could be even more dire if Lila gets her hands on one of Adrien's rings. We saw Natalie send a picture of them to Lila back in Revelation, although it wasn't given with an explanation, so I'm not really sure if Lila understands how significant they are. I'm on the fence whether or not Lila is aware Adrien is sentient. I'm really not sure about that, but let's pretend she does know. If she gets her hands on one of these rings, it could be awful, especially since Adrien seems to have no idea just how important these rings are. No one's told him he's a sentient monster either, and that could make this whole situation so much worse. Like I said before, I think there are multiple ways in which they could break up, but I think they will both heal separately and together before restarting their relationship. I know it's sad to think about, I love Adrienette too, but I do think it has to happen. There is just so much potential for angst here, and I would be very shocked if Adrien wasn't at the very least angry that Marinette had kept it from him when he finds out. And at this point, I don't think it's an if he finds out, it's a when. Like, he has to. So anyway, besties, I'd love to know what you think about this. What are your breakup predictions, or if you don't want to think about that, what are your general, maybe happier, Adrienette Season 6 predictions? I'd love to know what you think, besties, and I'll see you in the next one.